Let me ask you something. What if an AI could read an entire code base or binge watch an 8-hour lecture and remember every single detail? I don't mean just keywords. I mean the full context, the nuance, all the tiny connections between every single part. For years, that has been pure science fiction. The biggest bottleneck for AI has always been its incredibly short-term memory. Well, Google just took that barrier and absolutely smashed it into a million little pieces. And listen, what I'm about to break down for you is not just another incremental update. This is a fundamental architectural shift. It's a whole new era of AI. And to be blunt, the tools and workflows you're using today, they might already be obsolete. Welcome to the AgileWoW podcast, your trusted partner in Agile, Scrum, artificial intelligence training, coaching, and innovation. We're here to break down the game-changing tech that really matters for professionals. And today, we are tackling what I'm calling the Gemini 3 Pro paradigm shift. If you want to stay way ahead of the curve in AI and product development, you are in the right place. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of our future explainers. Okay, to really wrap our heads around what's happening, we need to get crystal clear on one super important term, the context window. Just think of it as the AI's short-term memory. It's the total amount of information, whether that's text, code, images, you name it, that the model can hold in its head at one time to think about a problem. And for years, that memory has been, well, frustratingly small. Well, Gemini 3 Pro just changed the entire game with a context window of over 1 million tokens. No, that is not a typo, 1 million. This basically moves AI from having the memory of a goldfish to having a photographic, almost permanent working memory for an entire project. So what does 1 million tokens actually mean in the real world? Well, it's like being able to feed the AI 8 full-length novels all at once. Or how about 50,000 lines of code? That's enough for a massive software project. It's an 8.4-hour audio file or an entire 45-minute video, including its audio track, all processed in a single go. The ability to just ingest this much data is an absolute superpower for developers and for businesses. But it begs a really critical question. What's the cost? I mean, processing this much information can't be cheap, right? There is a catch, and I'm going to reveal exactly how Google solved it later in this explainer, so definitely stick around for that. But before we even get to the price, we have to talk about the second pillar of this revolution, true multimodality. And I'm stressing the word true because this isn't about just duct taping different AIs together, one for images, one for text. We're talking about a single unified model that natively understands vision, sound, and language all at once. Kind of like we do. This new approach creates a radically more efficient workflow. I mean, the old way was this clumsy, multi-step mess. You'd have to call one API for image analysis, another one for audio transcription, and then you'd struggle to somehow stitch the results together. The Gemini way, you just give it everything at once. The video, the audio, the documents, and you get back a single, deeply synthesized answer. And here's where that power becomes really tangible. You could give it a video of a pickleball match and just say, analyze my form, tell me where I'm going wrong, and then generate a personalized training plan for me. I mean, just stop and think about what's happening there. That requires complex visual analysis of your movement, a deep understanding of the game's rules, and the ability to generate structured, actionable text. It's a level of reasoning across different senses that we've just never seen before. But look, this model isn't just bigger, it's quantifiably smarter. And this isn't just marketing fluff. Gemini 3 Pro is setting new state-of-the-art records on benchmarks that are specifically designed to test reasoning at the level of a human expert. Just take a look at these numbers. On MMU Pro, a test that's packed with college-level problems across science and engineering, it scores an 81%. On Video MMU, which tests its ability to learn from video lectures, it hits an incredible 87.6%. These are not simple Q&A tests. They require genuine, deep expertise. But this chart right here is what really just blows me away. ScreenSpot Pro measures how well an AI can understand what's on a computer screen, buttons, menus, data charts. This is the absolute bedrock skill for building autonomous AI agents. Gemini 3 Pro scores a 72.7%, which absolutely crushes its competitors. This isn't just an incremental lead, folks. This is a monumental leap forward for agentic AI. So how does this massive memory and expert reasoning change how we actually build AI applications? Well, for starters, it seriously challenges the reign of RAG, or Retrieval Augmented Generation. For years, RAG has been the go-to, but let's be honest, very complex workaround for AIs that have small memories. The old way with RAG involved chopping up all your documents, embedding them into a specialized database, and then basically just praying that the retrieval system would find the right little chunk of text to answer a question. The new way with Gemini 3 Pro is radically simpler. You just give the AI the entire library. It reads everything, and it misses nothing. This shift unlocks use cases that were, up until now, practically impossible. An agent can ingest an entire 50,000-line codebase to perform complex refactoring. A legal team can analyze years of litigation transcripts in a single prompt. A corporation can synthesize an entire archive of research papers instantly. You can even teach the model a new, rare language just by giving it a grammar book and a dictionary. It's wild. Okay, let's circle back to that critical question from earlier. This photographic memory, this AI superpower, it has to come at a cost, and it does. So let's finally close that loop and talk about the price. So Google has implemented this tiered pricing model. For prompts under 200,000 tokens, the price is fairly standard. But look what happens when you cross that threshold to use that massive context window. The input price doubles, and the output price jumps by 50%. Yeah, using this power on every single query could get very expensive very fast. But, and this is Google's really clever solution, context caching. This single feature is the key to making this technology economically viable for big projects. You pay that high input cost only once to load your massive dataset into the AI's memory. After that, you pay a much smaller fee to ask follow-up questions against that cached information. This makes complex, ongoing analysis not just possible, but actually affordable. You know, understanding these technical shifts is one thing. But as we focus on here at AgileWoW, translating these new capabilities into real-world products that actually deliver value, that's the real challenge and the real opportunity. By the way, if this kind of strategic thinking is valuable to you, do me a favor and hit that like button. Now, just a quick reminder, this explainer is brought to you by AgileWoW. If you're looking to level up your skills, check out our upcoming workshops on product management, agile leadership, and artificial intelligence. You can visit our website, www.agilewow.com, for more details. So let's pull back and look at the big picture here. What you really need to take away from all of this is that Gemini 3 Pro isn't just a better model. It is a fundamental architectural shift in how we are going to design and build with AI from now on. So here are the key takeaways. First, its massive memory simplifies development, moving us beyond those complex workarounds like RAG. Second, its unified senses allow for a much deeper analysis of messy, real-world data. Third, its dominant performance on benchmarks proves it can actually be trusted with professional-grade tasks. And finally, all of these pillars combine to create the most powerful engine we have ever seen for building the autonomous AI agents of the future. And this brings us to the final, and I think the most exciting question. With an AI that can ingest and reason over entire codebases, analyze hours of video, and synthesize entire research libraries in a single pass, what previously impossible problem will you solve first? I really want to know. Let me know your most ambitious idea down in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast, supported by AgileWoW. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow the podcast, leave us a review, and share it with your team. And if you want to advance your Agile journey, check out AgileWoW's upcoming trainings, events, and workshops, all designed to help you grow faster, smarter, and together. Until next time, stay agile, stay curious.